Okay, so now let's see. Till now we have looked at arrays, we have looked at structures, we have now actually let's look at an array of structures, right? Okay, so to illustrate the use of array of structures, right? For example, we in one of our previous exercises we looked at student information, where we were just accepting one student information and we are displaying it. Now let's actually accept multiple student information and display it, right? So iostream.h hash include conio.h and uh, if required we'll keep adding. Okay, so now we have let's say uh, info, right? Structure info, and this will have, let's say, registration number which is of type int, let's say char which is name of 15, okay, a float percentage. Okay, now void main. Okay, now let's let's actually create a array of this structure. So info, which is the structure name, and student, which is the name of the particular variable, which in this case is an array, and let's say there are going to be a maximum of 10 students. Okay, int see, we are talking of what? We are talking of arrays. So we will require a loop variable, a variable to control the loops. We need to know how many students are going to be there, not necessarily 10. It could be any number in between 1 and 10. Okay, so for that we need to accept it. So let's say these two variables we require. So clear screen, and let's accept the number of students. So enter the number of students, okay, and C in will be n. Okay, now remember, the details have to be accepted. 3 pieces of information for every student we have to accept, and naturally we are going to accept it student by student. So we need to have a loop I equal to 0, because arrays referencing starts from 0. So I has to be less than, not equal to, less than n, okay, and I plus plus, okay, and then we need to accept these 3 pieces of information. Now for each one of them we are going to provide a prompt. So let's say first we will accept registration number, okay, registration number, and C in reg number. Now we can't say reg number, we have to say student dot and student, which student? We need to provide a reference. So that is our 0th in first. Once the loop starts, it will be 0, I will be 0, so student of 0 dot reg number. Okay, so similarly registration number, after that let's say we have to accept name of the student, right? So name of the student, uh, and C in student I dot name. Similarly name and then percentage, okay, percentage. So C in student I dot percentage. So this becomes our loop. Now we have accepted this the information of these students. Now we have to display it. So let's go to the next line, and then let's display student information. Okay, and then let's give it a no, let it be like this itself. C out, let's say end line, and let's put a dashed line. Okay, so now we need to display headings. So end line, let's say registration number, and after that we are going to provide a tab, then name, then tab, and then percentage, and then end. Okay, so this is over. Now we need to set up the loop. Okay, so for I equal to 0, I less than n remains same, I plus plus, and then we need to display the each of the pieces of information. Student I dot reg number, and then we have to press a tab, so backslash tab will put. Similarly, C out student I dot name, and then a tab, and then again student I dot percentage, and then end line, right? So that it goes to the next line for the next student. Okay, and finally get ch, and let's push this forward. Okay, this should also go forward. Okay, now let's run this and see what happens. Number of students, let's say 2 1 1 1. Name, let's say Harshit, right? HR. Okay, now what is happening? This enter that I have pressed is being taken for the rest of the inputs, right? So what I need to do is, before I take up the next, what I need to do is clear off. So I need to clear. See, whenever we are typing, the typed chars are stored in a special area of memory called keyboard buffer, right? So what we need to do is clear this buffer at every stage. So scene dot clear, in the sense we need to ignore, ask it to ignore that backslash n, that is the enter key, right? So what we'll do is we will just give a big number, and we will say backslash n. So till it reaches backslash n, or till this figure doesn't get over, it will continue to search for backslash n, and it will ignore it. Now let's see whether it works or not. Okay, cannot convert, type mismatch. Okay, so something is missing. So let's add hash include iomanip.h, and let's run this again. Cannot convert char to, oh, this should not be string, this should be a So which means we don't really require this. Unnecessarily I don't want to include it. Now let's run it. Okay, 2, registration number 111, name Harshit, percentage let's say 76.6, registration number 112, let's say Jyoti HR. Okay, and now it has not it didn't wait for me to enter the percentage. Let's see whether by mistake I pressed enter. 111, name Harshit, percentage 85, 112, name Jyoti, enter. Yes, by mistake I pressed enter. So let's say 76. Okay, now here what's happening, that 85 and 676 are not getting aligned. Okay, so alignment may be a problem, but it is displaying it properly. But still, let's see what is happening here. Let's put a double tab. Okay, let's put double tab here, and let's put double tab here also, and let's see what happens. 2 students, 111, Harshit, let's say 96, 112, Jyoti, 85. Okay, so depending on the size of the name, the percentage will get aligned. Okay, so I don't know whether we'll be able to do anything about it. Okay, anyhow, it is coming more or less in column wise, so we'll ignore that. But important thing here is that we have learned extra is the concept of keyboard buffers. As we keep typing, the characters that we have pressed goes into a special area of memory called keyboard buffer. Now in certain cases what happens is when we press enter, it remains in the keyboard buffer, and it skips next few input statements because it takes that enter keys. So to avoid that, you can include cin.ignore, give a big number, not necessarily 256, you could give 50, or in our case we know that it is not going to be more than 15 characters, so just say 15, and just to be on the safer side, I had mentioned it as 256. Okay, and \n. So what it'll do is it'll keep searching for that \n. The moment it reaches there, it will remove it, so that in the next input statement it will wait for you to enter. This you can repeat it wherever you require. Okay, so now that we have seen, okay, and the main purpose of this program was to see how array of structures comes into play, how it is utilized. So here we have created a array variable called student, which is of type info. That means for every student there will be these 3 pieces of information, and we have seen how to take input values into these, how to initialize those values, those elements of the array, that is the data members of the structures of the arrays, and then how to access them and display them. Okay, so let's save this, and let's save it as let's name it as array of structure. structures. Okay, right. Then let's close this and let's